A jarring sight today during the murder trial of former NFL player Aaron Hernandez. New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft took the stand.
Kraft testified that when he first heard of Odin Lloyd's murder, he took Hernandez aside and he asked him if he had anything to do with it.
He said he was not involved, that he was innocent, and that he hoped that the time of the murder incident came out because I believe he said he was in a club.
All right, Michelle Sigona joins us now from Washington. Good afternoon, Michelle.
Good afternoon.
We heard from the Patriots owner as well as the team's security director. They testified for the prosecution. So why do you think the prosecution wanted to question them?
You know, I think that any time that someone, has some sort of interaction with someone who is a defendant in a case, especially in a murder, especially one that's as high profile as this, they want to be able to figure out what sort of conversations took place. Now, this particular conversation, these conversations, the one with the owner and the other one with the security director, took place 2 days after the murder. So this was on June 19th, 2013. Robert Kraft testified that, the conversation was about 5 to 10 minutes total. Aaron Hernandez was working out in the facility at the stadium. He pulled him into a private room and asked him directly if he had anything to do with this, and mainly that he wanted to reach out because he considers all of his family, all of his players as extended family, and wanted to be able to offer some sort of assistance. Now, Mark Briggs, the director of security, said that he also had a conversation with Hernandez on June 19th and, asked why he had lawyered up. That comment was struck by the judge because citizens, if they don't want to speak to police, they don't have to. Briggs also said that Hernandez had told them both, in both conversations, that he was at a club and that he was with Lloyd earlier in the evening, and and that at that point he left and had not seen him since.
Michelle, let's actually listen to that testimony from both men.
I understood there was an incident that had transpired, and I wanted to know whether he was involved, and if he was, I wanted to make sure he's part of any player who comes into our system, I consider part of our extended family, and I wanted to get him help. My recollection is that he said that he hoped that the time of the event came out because he was in a club.
He told me he had. He'd been at a nightclub with Mr. Lloyd. He swore on his baby's life that he was telling the truth.
So, Michelle, how is that significant that both of them say Hernandez said he was innocent? I mean, does that help the defense?
Well, it really helps with the timeline, essentially, because if, for instance, Hernandez had given information to someone else that he was somewhere else, or they have him on videos somewhere else doing something else, then at this point he's telling both of these men that he was in fact inside of a club when this murder occurred. So that's really sort of nailing him to a particular alibi and timeline.
The testimony from the owner, Kraft, a little bit earlier, he talks about that when he would see Hernandez, he would hug and kiss him. You really got a sense that he felt particularly close to him. And I thought, if the owner's that close to him, surely the coach, Bill Belichick, would have been pretty close. Do we know if he's going to take the stand at all?
I can tell you that Coach Belichick is on the witness list, and also linebacker Brandon Spikes is also on the witness list. It's unclear who will be called. Sometimes what I've learned from covering trials inside of the courtroom is that the prosecution sometimes makes these calls the day of, the hour of, and it really sort of depends on how their case is going, who else they need to bring to the stand, how much that witness will be able to help their case to advance it forward or to lock in a particular area that they need help locking in.
All right, Michelle Sigona in Washington, thank you.
Have a good day.